This your boy Daniel Lyndon Evans, and you are live inside the den, and the next episode starts right now.
May I introduce myself?
What a time, what a time, what a time for a black man to be alive. Living in the struggle while trying to keep our composure. Killing each other while trying to look for that exposure. We all just want to make it, we should do it as a team. Build each other up and they can't even say a thing. Me and all my brothers just stuck together like glue. It's us against the world and you know what we finna do. Woo! Pop a bottle, we in here for celebration. We just wanna be the leaders that's pushing the generation. Take a seat and find your zone for the topic of conversation. Find a way for a positive revelation. Now this really ain't the time to be thinking about yourself, cause we just a bunch of hustlers that's trying to give out some help. We turn the cubs into lions inside of the den. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just wanna win. Hey,
I'll make it do what it do, baby. This is a live, unrehearsed, unscripted show, and as always, I got my co-host with me, Mini-Me, as always. And today I have a very good friend of mine, very special guest, Mr. Kevin Carr, brother.
How you doing? Good.
All right, man. Introduce yourself to the world, man.
I'm Kevin Carr, fitness trainer from Wayne County, Goldsboro area. Just come check me out. I'm on right off of Wayne Memorial. If anybody's familiar with that, it's near Spectrum. All right.
Okay. So we're gonna be talking about some real deep stuff today, man. I mean, I really enjoyed the last conversation we had on the last show. But it's been 2 years since we had a chance to sit down and talk, brother. What has changed over the last 2 years?
2 years, older, wiser, single.
You were single 2 years ago?
I wasn't.
Oh, sorry.
I was. I'm a better individual as a man right now. So a better father. 3 kids, love to death. So yeah.
Awesome. So let's talk about your kids and your family and all that. How many kids you got?
So I got 3. I got a 17-year-old. That's my bonus child. Tinkerbell is a nickname. Kendall is a name. I got a 14-year-old, just turned 14-year-old daughter. Her name is Essence, nickname Pearl Pig. And I got a 6-year-old son, Kyrie, nickname Huda. Huda.
Wow. So let me ask you this: what are some of the? I know right now you're a personal trainer. I know you got some other things that you do as well. But how long you been doing training work and stuff like that? How did you get started in this field?
So I've been doing it 8 years. I've been lifting for 18 years. So I actually got into the fitness side. I want to say around 2015. So it's a difference between lifting and fitness.
Yes, that's a very big difference.
It's a big difference. Because whenever you change your nutrition up versus you just eating sloppy, going in there hitting it hard or whatever, it's a difference. It's a difference in your body or whatever. I can tell. I breathe better. I got a different walk, smaller waist, more definition in the muscles. So yeah, it's a totally different experience from fitness to lifting. So
what made you make the switch from the fitness to lifting to fitness? Because I've been lifting since I was like 11, 12 years old.
Right.
But it was only until I actually went into the Marine Corps and I learned how to actually, lift and eat and do the nutrition thing. So what made you make the switch?
So I kind of got once I was introduced to it and got a better understanding of it or whatever, my son's mother, she was the one that actually showed me the proper and correct way how to work out, because I wasn't working out. So basically, I was working out with an older guy, we call them OGs in the gym and stuff like that. And I was taught to work only upper body, so I wasn't working my lower body or whatever. So I was like 50 Cent up here.
It's like that jailhouse routine right there.
Yeah, with chicken legs down here or whatever.
Swollen and stuff. They got bird legs, man.
tearing up fried chicken and everything. Anything I can eat. You talk about like, God, like they want nothing to go in the gym and hit like 305, 315, like they want nothing. But I was small, like from the waist down or whatever. It was bigger here, so I couldn't wear shorts. Like,
Wow.
I couldn't wear shorts.
Now, I remember and this was, a long time ago, man. I was ninth grade, and I was, going to school, and they actually had me working out with the seniors and the juniors,
Right.
and I was in this 1,000-pound club. I think it was called 1,000-pound club or whatever, or something like that. But man, my very first experience with lifting heavy weights was I was 16 years old working out with these upperclassmen, and I'm always wanting to keep up with them. And I want them to have to change their weight for me.
That's how it started.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it started.
They got, when you work for somebody, you got to change the weight for them. Like, man, you need to get on our page or go to another doggone workout group. So I was in this doggone with these guys, man. With me, Eddie Hartwell. You watching Eddie Hartwell? Much love to you. Me, Eddie Hartwell, and a couple of other guys, and they got me on that squat rack, man. And I didn't know how strong I was in that way, because I had never, like in ninth grade, they don't push you to actually like really lift. You just lifting just to be lifting. In high school, it's all intentional, right? And I squatted 500 pounds at 16. And when I went down the first time, the coach said, you need to hit the bucket, get in the bucket. So he got a chair and put it underneath me and made me do it again. But the way I felt the first time, I felt like I had used every muscle in my body to get that weight up, and having to do it again. Man, that feeling was a feeling that was extra in my body. I never forget how that felt to lift that weight. That's heavy. The bar was bending. It was that heavy. And so I have really been I ain't gonna say I stayed away from it, but it's not one of my favorite lifts. So I would do squats because they made me do it. You got real big hamstrings and muscles and thigh muscles and all that kind of stuff, but I should have probably ran track in high school, but I didn't. But I was always, well proportioned, top strong, bottom strong.
So you was balanced.
I was balanced.
I wasn't balanced when I started out, because I wasn't taught that way. That was back in 2000, you talking about 2004 is when I started. 2004. So 2015, same year my son was born, 2015, right after he was born, made that transition to fitness. So, yeah.
So lifting, just out there randomly lifting, and then doing actual fitness, what are some of the benefits? And then you can talk to the world. What are some of the benefits to having that, healthy nutrition, working out, versus just aimlessly, lifting without no kind of purpose?
So, like I said, it's a balance, fitness-wise. Because a lot of people don't have a steady gait. When I say a steady gait, a lot of people can't really do a lunge. And I say they can't do a lunge. That's how you would. A lunge will correct the imbalance. A lot of people have this thing called imbalance. So their body's not balanced. So if you was to actually stand on one foot, you put one leg up, stand on one foot, would you think you'd be able to keep it balanced without keeping your arms? I'm talking about just stand up and do it.
Shoot, I mean, I probably have to. I would probably say no.
Right.
Because my body right now is not balanced. Because I've been in some bad situations, man. I was in a motorcycle accident.
Right, it's understandable, yeah.
Where I actually was thrown from my motorcycle, flying to the man, and hit the ground 3 times, or bounced 3 times, and tried to get straight up and walk away like I was trying to. And they're like, "What you do? You just gotta sit down." I'm like, "Man, sit down. You know who I am." I'm like, And so my left leg, my left hip, is not in line. Okay. So one of my legs appear to be longer because this hip is not straight. So I probably wouldn't be able to do what you're talking about because my body not bad. And I've never like done no kind of rehab. I was playing semi-pro football in Oklahoma and tore my Achilles tendon, same leg, left leg, and tried to go back to work.
Right.
Like, played a football game, tore my Achilles tendon, and because I couldn't afford to lose my job, and it was an off-duty accident,
Right.
I couldn't file no workman comp.
Right.
Had to go back to work, man. I walked on my leg for 2 weeks, and somebody said that the longer you walk on this leg like this, it will potentially snap the tendon in your calf muscle because there's a strain on it. You gotta get this thing corrected. And I had to be told to sit down and went through the surgery and couldn't even rehab because I had to go back to work. So I ain't really been taking care of my body like I'm supposed to. Get into a car accident, been in like 5 accidents, you know, with that trauma, and just walked away from it like no rehab, no corrective surgery. Just boom.
That's old school right there.
I'm just telling you, I mean, just that brute force, you know what I'm saying?
They don't make them like that no more.
They got to go gym and just put everything on the Just lift weights just to be lifting.
Right.
But I did it when I was coming up because I wanted to be, you know, everybody want that title to be the strongest person on the team. You know what I mean? I done powerlifting and I did pretty well, but I'm like, in my 40s now, man. I ain't trying to win no.
You kind of mad YouTube went out when you was doing that era right there.
Man, it's crazy because you know I would have had a whole lot more, you know, following if I ended on that. But man, look, in my 40s, man, I'm like I ain't trying to win no strongman competition. I just want to work out just my own personal pleasure or whatever, my own personal health. Like I think I lifted 375 before when I was in the Marine Corps. I probably couldn't do that again if I tried. I'm just, because my mind ain't telling me I need to. See, back then, my mind was telling me yes, but my body was telling me no. So that whole ideal of being the world's strongest man is gone. So I know that I wouldn't be able to do it right now.
Right.
It'll take me some motivation to get there. But it's just a different ball game, man. You know, I have to learn my body all over again.
I can attest. Now when I go in the gym, ever since I got like to the fitness side of it versus the lifting, I leave my ego at the door. I mean, I don't have anything to prove.
Yeah, I had an ego. My ego flew away. I'm trying to find an ego right now. Y'all see a bald eagle right here with a line on his chest. That's my ego.
Hey man, with men, so I mean, apparently it's gonna be there, you know.
Well, you know, and you have to be willing to make that switch because I remember when, you know, I'm getting back into the gym. This is like maybe back right before the pandemic. I'm getting back into my routine. I was able to lose 100 pounds, you know, during the pandemic, stuff like that. But I had to go to a younger guy, and I had to tell him, I said, look, I got some experience, but it's like 15, 20 years old.
Right.
I need the modern way to do this thing. Help me out to learn my body all over again. And this young guy, matter of fact, same name. Daniel.
Oh, Daniel.
We became real good friends, man. We worked out and he showed me some stuff, man. Just showed me how to find my body because, you know, story was he was a big guy once and he lost a lot of weight. So two previously fat guys that found their body, that found their life, and now they work out together. So we became real good friends, man. And so I just remember, man, like waking up, man. I used to be addicted to this little pain I used to have when I was working out, like that soreness, that workout soreness. I was addicted to that soreness because that soreness verified that I was in the gym. If I ain't good, man, I ain't done nothing. I gotta go back and get that soreness again, right?
Yeah. Your muscles were going in. You know?
Man, so just being able to get back in the gym, man, and start working out, and so I just had to learn my body all over again, man. And then I found out that a lot of what I was doing worked, but I was a younger body then.
Right.
Now I need not only the workout, but I need the food,
the nutrition,
to assist me in the workout because I ain't been the most healthiest person food-wise. I had a cast iron stomach. I eat any goddamn thing, bro.
All of us was like that back in the
You know what I mean?
younger days. Yeah.
So I'm trying to be more intentional, trying to be more just more knowledgeable. So You know, I'm gonna call on you. You know, be my first time going through your program.
Hey, it's gonna be strict now.
Hey,
you know, it's gonna be
listen,
strict. You say you're gonna
listen.
do the greens and the vegetables.
I'm
like
gonna
that.
do whatever
Probably
it
not
takes.
as far as you
'Cause
go.
I told you my purpose, my why.
Right.
So that's gonna be my motivation to get where I need to get. So I'm gonna allow you to work your magic or do what you do on me. I'm gonna be the guinea pig or whatever you want to call it, and I'll be able to say, hey, y'all come get this guy up. He's bona fide. He's good. It worked on me. Cause I'm a hard sale when it comes out and stuff. If you can get me, then you can get everybody. Cause I'm really a hard sale. Cause a lot of guys I worked out with over the years, they couldn't match my strength.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then my endurance comes from the Marine Corps. You know, like I cannot do anything, and then I try to keep myself in at least enough shape to run a mile, like for the emergency.
Right.
People know why I'm running. I'm like, it's just for emergency. I gotta see where I am at physically. If something happens, I need to know what I'm able to do, how long I'm gonna get there. Hey, I'll be there in about 15 minutes because I'm running. So I try to keep myself in that enough shape to at least run a mile if I need to.
Right.
But I'm gonna get into some things, man, and let you train me. So what's a typical day in your life, man? Like do what you do, man. What's a typical day look like for you, brother?
Oh man, you talking about like text messages, DMs, emails, thousands and thousands of questions, man. Of what can I eat? What exercise can I do? Or how can I count my micros? Or
Man,
do you know
it's crazy, man. So
my meal prepping and all that right there. So basically, it's a lot of questions like that.
how many clients do you got active right now?
Active, since I'm real, like I've been like a whole lot more involved with my kids. Cause my son, he play ball. Then I got another daughter. My daughter, excuse me. She's actually trying to do kickboxing. I do kickboxing too, or whatever.
Okay.
So it's kind of like maybe I'm gonna say 25 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
You meet with them one-on-one or you do it a group session?
So I got groups, one-on-one. You got duels. It's actually cheaper if you do a group. So if you do a group, it's a little bit cheaper. But one-on-one, since it's one-on-one, you know, you get all the good stuff. As far as like correcting, how to use your muscle when you're actually working out, the proper way to use it, or the machinery or the equipment. It's more based on like they're doing it like that. So one-on-one is my favorite actually. Group is good. If people are shy, you know, because if you got like a certain amount of people that's kind of like shy, or you got like a homegirl that want to bring her homegirl, you know what I'm saying, or husband and wife might want to come together. That's good. It's a good thing to motivate each other, you know, to do it like that.
Do you find yourself as a strict instructor or a passive instructor?
I'm gonna say both. To be honest with you, I'm gonna say both.
you have a
and I say
consultation
that
before you go,
it depends. Yeah, it's a consultation. That's how I actually learn about the client. So whenever I do an assessment, like I said, it was like correcting the imbalance. I would actually have you step like on a stepper or whatever, and you would have to step on a stepper with either your hands behind your back or you would hold them on the wall or whatever for like 3 minutes straight. And you wouldn't realize how hard it is until you get to like maybe a minute, 15 seconds, and you might start breathing a little bit harder. That's how you know you're out of shape.
Just stepping up and stepping
Just
down?
stepping up, stepping down. A lot of people don't realize, like working out like that yeah, you ain't young like you used to be, or you ain't in shape, you know. Especially if you start sweating from doing that right there, because some people actually sweat.
Yeah.
You know, because it's time, and I'm sitting there talking to you the whole time as well, because I want you to be able to talk
While you working?
while you're still stepping up and down.
Yeah.
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 A lot of people can't do that.
Hey man, I know it because I mean.
Because some people be like, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Ask me after I get done. Nah, I can't do that. I gotta ask you now. Either you're gonna respond or you're not gonna respond. So
And I learned that when I was in the Marine Corps. We used to run and have call cadence out while we run.
right.
Why we gotta run and talk at the same time? I kind of use my went in.
It's for your win, really. Yeah, it's for your win, man. It's like with fighters and boxers. Whenever they, it's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're preserving your win and preserving your energy.
Yeah.
That's why they do that.
Don't it remind you of Ashton a little bit?
Who?
No. I'd be an actor.
Somebody said our favorite. What's my man name? He played Marcus on Why Did I Get Married? What's his dude's
Michael J.
name?
White.
Who?
Michael J. White.
Michael J. White. Yeah, I get that comparison a lot. Yeah. When I got my hair out anyway.
Yeah. You like you could be kidding me a little, man. I got an uncle, man. You look like my uncle. My uncle, man. So, what are some of your goals you got for 2022, man?
Man, I want to get in cryptocurrency, man.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I want to get in that.
Man, you
I
should
wanna-
have done
I
a show
wanna
last
learn
week,
about
man.
it,
We had
man.
2 weeks ago. We had a guy
I want to
here
learn about
talking
it.
about
man.
trading.
I want to
man.
get with the right person and invest
Okay.
and do cryptocurrency, man.
Well, I might have something for you. Something you might be interested in.
Okay, cool.
Some robot trading. Where you just put your money in
Try it
there
out.
and you set the scales for how you want to do it, and the robot analyzes the whole system 1,000 times detailed than what a human brain can do, and they do all of the trading for you. Only trade like maybe 3% what you got in there, so you don't have to worry about losing no money and things like that. But you get guaranteed gains on that. So we'll get together a little bit later on about that. So cryptocurrency is something you want to get into, some goals. So what's your go-to routine, man? You want to do something for yourself?
Like, working out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because, people with big chests, they go to is bench press.
Yeah.
They got big arms. Now, I had to learn how to work out my arms different than I've done my whole life. So I follow this guy named, forgot his name, but he does Alpha Lion products. I think I might have sent them something like that to you before, but the name Lion, the Alpha Lion would treat me to it because, this is a lion thing.
Right.
But he's a real, this dude is awesome. So when I was coming up, I used to work out just this part of my bicep.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing the regular curls and the regular workouts, right?
You got the inner part.
But
the outer part.
then he had me working out this part of my body, and I love it because it makes your arms look bigger because of muscle.
Uh-huh.
So that's like, if I had to just work out 3 workouts, they'll be my go-to: chest and arms. But I will do that extra workout on my
Tricep.
Yeah, man, that thing.
Yeah.
Because
that's addictive right there.
it is.
If you got that knot right there, or if it's ripped and it's poking out.
Just the look of it,
yeah.
man. But then, like, I gotta be careful because I'm not, I'm not the same guy I was when I did that 500-pound squat.
Just know that you don't have to do it hard. You don't have to put a lot of weight up there.
Yeah, and so, but still, like, squatting for me, man, still like, we're not really like one of my best things because it just take a lot of energy to squat. But I know that's just why it works so good because it's your legs are your biggest muscles and you use your legs more than anything in your whole body. So, but I'm going to get back to form. Y'all look at me right now. I might be looking a little fat or whatever because I done gained a little weight since the pandemic. I'm a little, a little bit up, but I'm going to get down to the right size. My man gonna help me get right because I'm doing something big this summer. I ain't gonna, I'm gonna kind of keep some stuff in the secret, but you're gonna see in the next couple of months I'm gonna get back to my form. So let's talk about this, man. We've been kind of going down this rabbit hole for this on my little post, my little personal post. Been posting on Facebook about mental health and been talking about depression and things like that, but it's all been coming from somewhere. So here's where we are right now with the economy, man. Being a black man in America, man, what is your thoughts on being black in America as it opposed to where you are right now in your life at 37 versus where you was at 17, man? How has being black in America changed for you? Then I'm gonna give you my story and we're gonna compare. So how you feel about being black right now, man? Is black good? Black bad? How you feel about it, man?
Man, that's kind of I'm gonna say mediocre. It's in between. Right?
In between?
It's in between. I wouldn't say it's better now. Shoot. You talking about 17? We was kind of like taught whenever you see the police. Like kind of like hiding for the police.
Who taught you that, though?
Oh man.
He taught you to hide from the police?
I'll be honest with you, like, I think it was like in 94, 95, the Rodney King thing, after seeing that as a child, like doing it. If you grew up in that time, during that time frame, Yeah, it
I ain't but a few years older than you, but I remember.
Yeah, I remember it too.
And
Yeah,
I remember where I was when
I remember where I was.
the O.J. Simpson thing happened. I remember exactly
that
where I
too.
was.
I remember that too, man.
So how has it changed though?
It's not as, I'm not gonna say it's not as bad, but it's not as scary now. I think we coming over the things that's been going on lately or whatever with I think it was Breonna Taylor, my man, what's the other guy name?
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Man, we took a lot of
George Floyd.
Yep. We took a lot of strong hits, man.
Dude, you know, it actually has reversed for me.
Yeah.
Because coming up, I wasn't scared of police. I played for a baseball team that was sponsored by the police department.
Mm-hmm.
I done been in you know, the Explorers program, the DARE program. I was part of that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember coming up, man, when I went to go visit the county jail and seeing one of my family members, and I'm like, yeah, no, what this dude been? He been in here all this time. I ain't seen this dude, no family. You don't need none of that. Been locked up.
Right.
And so he saw me with the doggone Explorer. He was like, hey, cuz, you with the police now? What you do? I ain't man. I'm like, hey, I'm just going up to a program, right?
Right.
And then going to the Marine Corps, coming out of the Marine Corps, getting into law enforcement, being in the law enforcement and seeing how it has a negative effect on real life. And so I'm more afraid, I ain't gonna say afraid, but I'm more conscious and aware of police now than I was, because I was naive coming up. Even after I seen the Rodney King thing, I'm like, if you don't break the law, then you got to be worried about it.
Right.
But then I found out that the system is flawed. After working for the police department and working with the sheriff department, I was indicted by the federal government 2007, and I was sentenced to 36 months in prison for something I didn't do because of conspiracy to deprive inmates of civil rights. Some of y'all know the story, some of y'all don't. I'm not ashamed of it, but that right there taught me that there's a lot of people in the prison system that don't belong
there. That's right.
And that made me respect it more. Like Birdman said, respect it. You're going to respect it. So when I see the George Floyd and all that, I'm concerned because the definition for what merits excessive force or use of force can be defined very vague. If the white officer say he's in fear of his life, then he has in his means to defend himself. And how many law enforcement officers you know that can pull over an average black man and not be in fear? You're born already feared by some people. So that's an unfair fight from the beginning. So if I get stopped for a speeding ticket, I should not have 6-7 officers out there trying to assist the guy for a ticket. I told the story last week, I told it before. The last 3 times I've been stopped by the police, I was speeding, I was wrong, and I didn't get a ticket. Because I used my experience in the law enforcement to talk, to try to even the playing field, to de-escalate the situation, and going 30 miles over speed limit or 50 miles over speed limit. One time I didn't even have my driver's license on me. I was just like wrong, but it was right after the George Floyd thing. Walked away without any incidents. So my concern is, how do we relate that to the younger people or the ones who was taught like you, that when you see police, automatically hide, like boom. You know, like we ain't done nothing, but because you see them, they could be picking on us and find something to say, and then we end up getting into a situation. So I think that's the disconnect. But how do you think that has changed for you as a kid, as a grown man now? Because now you got kids and you talking to your kids. Hey, the number one objective is what? Go home. You going home. You want to jail, you want to go home.
Be smart about
do
it.
whatever you got to do
Yeah.
to make sure at the end of the day, you're able to go home. That means whether you got to let the police officer feel like he's belittling you or disrespecting you. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I want to go home at the end of the day. I don't want to be in handcuffs or on nobody's news. What message do you have for your kids talking to them about this kind of thing?
You really just gotta you really just gotta, like you said, you can't have no attitude. You definitely can't have no attitude. Like you said, yes ma'am, so you gotta have that respect, like you said, you don't want it to escalate to a higher level. So yeah, you definitely gotta be as professional and calm as you can and not get out of line.
And sometimes that right there is,
it's hard.
It's
really hard. Yeah, it's really hard. When you're
really, really hard.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we should be advanced to a point where we should not have to feel like at any moment this thing can go from bad to worse. Joe got his car to pull you over, he got his hand on his gun. Come on, man, get back in the car, bro. Because I don't know what's on your mind, but you got something that's going on, and I don't want to be the recipient of you pull, you know what I mean? Because people see me, man, and I've been accused of being intimidating, but when people didn't know me, they call me a gentle giant. But don't let the kindness take my kindness for weakness, because I am a goddamn lion. I just choose to be real humble. I choose to be subtle. You know what I mean? So I think that it's one of those things that we shouldn't have to deal with that every time we deal with the police, man. Police used to be friendly, man. Also friendly. Where he's at in the neighborhood, getting cats out of trees.
Man, they retired.
You know what I'm saying?
They probably retired now.
He done got tired of being officer friendly. Now he's been like, nah, I'm finna get some payback. And I think a lot of these guys, they need some psychological evaluation, man. Because a lot of them are.
I think they are doing that for them.
Now, but why hasn't it been done to beginning? Like you get somebody.
Because it wasn't exposed then. There's a lot of stuff that before they probably been doing that since before we actually saw Rodney King and like that. It just wasn't exposed at the time.
It's crazy.
Now with the technology we have now, everything is exposed. Nothing's safe.
Phone come
Nothing's safe right now. Social media wins every time.
And then you have to deal with you would think that before, as long as you got your kids and family with you, oh, you safe. Hey, well, we safe. They ain't gonna do me wrong in front of my family. You know what I mean? But now after that, the one guy that got shot with his kid in the back seat and his wife in the passenger seat, like, they don't care where you are. Like, you can get hit at any time. Like, this is like crazy. So it's just really becoming, you say, mediocre between now and then. Have you had any run-ins with the police?
So I'm gonna tell you this is a funny story, true story right here. Alright, like during, I think the George Floyd thing. So I got pulled over one time, right? I didn't know my tags was dead or whatever. So I was like, I don't want to speed or nothing like that. So the officer, like, he was coming to the car or whatever. So like, I immediately just had my hands out the window like that so they could see my hands or whatever, Just because everything that was going on, and the officer came out there, he's like, man, so why you got your hands out the window for? There's a lot of stuff going on right now, I ain't trying to be that victim or whatever. He's like, yeah, I was just gonna let you know that the tags are there. Just gonna give you a little salutation so you can take care of that or whatever. So yeah, it's a true story, man.
Crazy, man, because I remember getting stopped and I was begging the police for a ticket. Hey, sir, please give me a ticket. I'd rather have a ticket. I know I did something wrong. Please give me a ticket because I ain't gonna fight you. I know it's right. Give me a ticket because I don't want to be the recipient of a freaking bullet. So give me a ticket. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's crazy. And we talked about something earlier, a little touched on a little bit earlier, man, about reparations, man. How do you feel about reparations? And do you think that they're gonna, if we was to get reparations, would it solve anything for one? For two, is it a good idea to just give reparations, or do you think it should be something else other than money that should be given out for our ancestors? What do you feel about that?
If it was to go down like that, because a lot of people don't know, like real back, like back in the day, if a black man was like a bet man, like he had a bet problem.
Mm-hmm.
He would actually put his land up. He would like bet his land, and that's how a lot of them probably lost their land behind betting.
Mm-hmm.
Just crazy stuff like that. So if it was, I think you would have to have like the choice. You could get like respirated for fun wise, land wise. I don't know how they would do that, but I feel like they should do it like that right there.
So here's my thought, and me and my buddy, Craig Potty, if you're watching, we went through this already. We had a whole like freaking dialogue conversation about it, but it's been some time. My opinion, and this is just me, you have to follow behind what I say, just telling you in my mind as a black man in America, and I see what these youngsters out here doing, and I seen a glimpse of that when they did the last round of PPP loans. This is what I think. Giving a bunch of black people money without any type of game plan is not going to solve anything. It's only going to make the problem worse. Because here's the thing: if people are killing and shooting over food stamp cards, you give them a bunch of money. What they going to do? They're gonna be around acting a bunch of fools and stuff like that, and the money's gonna be wasted.
Yeah, it's gonna be depleted. Yeah,
they want to buy 35-inch rims and buying
70-inch TVs,
100-inch TVs, and got down. They had a guy that won a lottery. I think he won like $50,000, something like that, and went and bought a $30,000 chain, and somebody snatched it off his neck, and he lost it the same. I mean, like that's the dumbness.
Right.
You won 50,000, but you go spend 30 grand on a freaking chain. Still cry about you being broke. Or you get a bunch of money and you go and buy a bunch of cars, a bunch of rims and a bunch of jewelry. Like, that's not good for the hood. That's not good for the community. So in my opinion, not only if you're gonna get some reparations for money, give black people some land. And people ask, talking about that 40 acres of what that 40 acres of mule? What that mule that's during a mule.
Right.
If you give somebody 40 acres, because this is what happened when they freed the slaves, a lot of the slaves was free and didn't even know
it. Right.
Because they didn't have anything to be free to. Like telling you that you're free to go and know where to go, then do that solve the problem, or do that make a bigger problem? Because now you got to go around there robbing folks, breaking in their houses because they ain't got nowhere to be.
Right.
Or they living in somebody's barnyard, bootlegging somebody's barnyard because they ain't been out there in the yard. So having somebody, having like education, having some land, having some businesses. Why we can't bring back Black Wall Street? Why we can't patronize our own and then have our own businesses where we can actually start our own schools? Because you already know what they teach us in the school system is not the truth. It's what they want us to know. But we have some real history. We have some real teachers. We have some real some real valuable lessons that need to be learned. So instead of giving us a bunch of money and saying, here, this is for your ancestors, do what you want. How about let's go ahead and get some land, get you a portion of some money to cultivate your land with, and then let's get into this,
create a little community.
Creating small communities,
So
get them back,
circulate.
we're gonna get back in the community and do a Black Wall Street. I think that is better, because if we was all on plantations as one whole slavery unit, then the opposite of that is those same communities that was a slave community be a freelance community to build and grow and cultivate as they see fit. Why we can't bring that? That's my solution for reparation.
That's a good one. That's why I said land. I think the land, and that's a good one.
Yeah, because we got people, like I say, they don't even know how to write a resume. You're gonna be a rich dummy. It done gave you $1 million for reparations, but you still can't even fill out the application.
Right. You're right.
For a loan. Or you can't even do a job interview because you're so used to slang, you can't even have a conversation with somebody intelligently without reciting some rap lyrics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We can't blame the white man for our misfortune.
Right.
we can't even blame the people that we have to actually blame ourselves at some point.
Right.
Like we have the ability to go out and get education. We got the ability to go out and learn and study abroad and things like that. But we choose to put value into things that's
Materialistic.
And so whenever the coronavirus hits and the pandemic shuts everything down, you sitting in your house with a bunch of cars in your yard that can't go nowhere. Because everything is locked down. Everything is shut down. You know what I mean? So in this, in my mind, I think that, you know, we need to go back to like being able to cultivate some land and be able to do that. It's gonna help save restoration because then we can really be independent.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We can be independent on our own and not have to worry about, you know, working quote unquote for the white man or the yellow man.
Or somebody else's dreams.
You working somebody else's dream, making somebody else happy, making somebody else rich when you be working your own thing. I can see, you know, a kickboxing gym with your name on. I can see a fitness club with your name on. I can see a nutrition classes set up with your name on that you're running, and all of that, you know, the Bible says, in all you get an understanding.
Right.
What are you doing for? You're going to live long, but what you going to do with the years that you're getting actually added to your life with your new health? Or you just want to be 100 years old and just be around? Or you want to live a long life so you can actually make a bigger impact on
and
life
share the information
longer than you can? You know what I mean? So people have their own different versions of why they want recreation and why they want this, why they want that. But the real thing is, what are you going to give back to the world after you're gone? Like, what's your legacy look like? I'm a big thing about legacy. All the guys that have been on my couch, that have been in here, we talk about legacy. What do you want your legacy to be whenever your job on this earth is done?
I feel like my calling was to motivate, inspire. I feel like that's my calling right there. Legacy-wise,
so how are you motivating and how are you inspiring?
Oh man, prime example. I had a female client that's like straight up tired of working at prison as a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why don't you start up your own little nursing thing or whatever. I said, you need to look into it. I said, because you'll make more money doing your own thing without you even realizing it versus you working for the prison system as a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, that's a very good idea or whatever. And I motivated her to actually take that step forward to do it. So now she's actively doing it right now.
Oh, she's doing her own thing?
She's doing her own thing right now.
And she's profitable right now?
Not big, but you gotta start somewhere to get there. So yeah, you gotta crawl for you all.
Well, hey, send it my way, and I'll go over some financial tips and stuff. We'll have to get up on the feet again. You know, whenever this whole government start releasing some funds,
Right.
help her invest her money in some things that's going to actually be able to sustain her. So, because one of the things about being an entrepreneur is, if it don't go the way you want it to go, the temptation to go back to work is always going to be there, because you got bills to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're on a job, you got to do the 40 hours a week, get your paycheck, and you're good. When you're an entrepreneur, it don't work like that.
Good days, bad days.
40 hours, man, ain't even enough. You got to burn it in at all. You know what I mean? I was in Daytona Beach recently, and I was able to see Eric Thomas speak, live. I think Eric Thomas ticket is like $3,500, something like that. It's a pretty expensive ticket just to hear him. I was able to see for free. One of the things that Eric Thomas said, and this is for everybody who's listening and can actually relate to this. In order to be the number one motivational speaker in the world, he said he had to wake up before everybody else.
Yeah.
So he would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go work out, do his devotion, and he posted a video at 5 a.m. when everybody else in the world is still asleep. So the other motivation speaker might put a video out at 10. He's already 5 hours in. So you already seen his video 5 hours before anybody else get up. And so he's gonna become your number one favorite because he's always available. And so,
It's the first one you see.
first one you see in the morning, and you put one out at night, you put one out at night level, but he told me to do one a day. And so I took it and I say, wow, I want to start doing, I ain't gonna do it at 3 o'clock in the morning, but especially when I don't go to bed till like 1 o'clock in the morning. I go to bed, now I already back on sleep. Man, I would not be a good person to get along with if I didn't have no sleep, man. 2-3 hours a day, I would not be no good. I'll be talking to people mid-conversation, it's just, like this joke about got narcolepsy or something. But you know, so I started waking up at like 5:30. Get up at 5:30 and go work out, do my motivation, and then when I'm expired, because you already, the endorphins are already, you know, going in by, you already expired, then you go ahead and do a quick morning motivational video, and I get up doing that. And I say, in order to get to number one, I got to do what the number one do. So I got to start, you know, revamping some things and get some things done. So, but I just did it for a whole 30 days, you know what I'm saying, in the month of March, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, man, I have to get out of this zone of being exhausted, and I have to put more work energy into what I'm doing. So that was just my experience with dealing with, you know, when you tell you want to be number one. What are some of the other goals you got in your life besides, you know, you plan on being number one in the world at anything, or you want to be the best, personal trainer, best motivator, things like that? What are some things you're doing to get to where you can make that happen?
I just want to inspire, man, and share plenty of information as far as fitness, nutrition, what to put in your body, what not to put in your body. When you go on vacation, you know, some people, they gonna cheat. I mean, that's what they gonna do. I mean, that's why you on vacation. So you take that wine downtown, let your hair down, just do what you want to do. But when it's time to come back, yeah, you gotta get back on that street. Or everybody wants to build a different statue. Some people work out because they want to look a certain way. Some people work out because it's a stress relief. I think that was one of the hardest things I had to deal with, because in my mind I was thinking everybody want to work out because they want to look a certain way, and it don't really work like that. Some people just work out, like you said, the first thing they do is they go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to the gym there early, you're already prepping your mind and getting your body ready for the rest of the day. So you have no other choice but to be an inspiration, motivating, and thinking of new things to do as far as like the day, right?
I mean, a lot of times I get my biggest inspiration when I'm working out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already, you know, motivating.
Right.
You know, one of my goals is to be the number one motivational speaker in the world. And I told somebody that, they were like, in the world? I'm like, yeah, in the world.
Yeah, I think
Like,
big.
you got a lot of competition.
Yeah,
I say,
think big.
I really do, but I really don't.
Right.
Because Eric Thomas is at least, he got me at least by 10, 15 years. He ain't gonna make do this forever.
Right.
So whenever his time is over with, the new up and coming, I'm gonna be up and coming, but it's gonna take me to do some work to get there.
Right.
But I wanna be up and coming. You
Just
know
know
what I mean?
that the tongue is powerful.
Oh man,
So when you speak it,
man,
and
already
keep
on.
speaking it, and
Already on.
keep getting up and going,
Already
like, it
on.
can
I'm telling
happen. It can happen.
I'm telling you, I done willed myself, I done talked myself through a lot of things, like willed it to happen, just made it happen. Like a lot of things. I'm like 80% of my life has been what I done spoken.
Spoken,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Some things I've been shot down some things, but hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Right.
And then I had a pastor friend of mine tell me, how many more shots would you take if you knew you couldn't miss? See, that's the whole thing right there. Knowing success is gonna come, but the failure has to come first so you know how to succeed. But if I knew that I was gonna make every shot, I'm doing everything. Like, I don't know how successful, I didn't know how successful this podcast was gonna be, but I was talking to one of my guys about doing a show, and by me talking about it, I say, I'm gonna have a show. I don't know nothing about it, but I'm gonna start watching videos about how I started a podcast, all that kind of stuff. Then I said, let's make it happen. Put it together, boom. Don't know how this network is gonna go, but I'm gonna make it happen.
Right.
So just willing things into existence, man. Sometimes you gotta go deeply down Even if you don't, believe your own self, you just gotta still say it. 'Cause one day you're gonna say, I am the doggone number one person in the world. You know what I mean? When your mind catches up to your body catches to your mind, brother, ain't nothing you can't do. So, words of affirmation, man. Just keep speaking that thing and keep encouraging people. I know that when you help people lose their weight, they get motivated, and then,
all the time. All the time.
People are very, very grateful for what you do for them and help them out and stuff like that, because they see something that you see something in them that
They probably don't see themselves.
they can't see,
Right.
because they got clouded vision.
Just know that everybody has muscle.
Oh yeah,
Everybody has muscle. Human anatomy proves that everybody has muscle.
Everybody has muscle.
Yeah.
There's some people muscles are bigger than others. And somebody, I think.
Trust me, it's under there. It's under there.
Yeah.
Whatever you have, it's under there. So.
Yeah. All that, man. So shoot, man, what's your next move? What you working on right now? What's your next moves, man? Like what can I expect to see you in the next 6, 12 months working on projects or whatever? Kind of projects?
So I'm looking into doing more for like investing.
Investing.
Yeah, investing.
So that's like your number one, because you said that before, so that's
Yeah,
like number one.
that's the go-to. That's a lot of people making money off of it, man. Like
Yeah.
they like investing is like a big thing now, man.
You just gotta know the right companies to invest in, the
Right.
right thing to invest in, because everybody ain't gonna work for everybody.
No, it's not gonna work for everybody,
For everybody.
but scary money don't make.
Yeah, that's true.
Scary money don't make.
And I did learn this, that when you're dealing with fitness, everybody wants the shortcut.
There's no cookie cutter.
Everybody wants some kind of magic juice you can just drink and
Yeah.
dump all the fat off.
They want a microwave.
You know what I'm saying? They want to do half the
Yeah.
work and then get the full results, and they want to pay no money for it.
Right.
Discounted success.
What they say, everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die and get there.
That's right. That's right. That's true. That's true. That's
Everybody wants to be a boss
true. Right.
until it's time to boss up and do a
Somebody
boss.
start sacrificing.
Right.
Like I remember a period of time I was going, when you saw me in my last office, I was in office of that for there for 4 years at that same location. I done had to go through times where I couldn't pay my mortgage because I had to make sure my payroll was taken care of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then just catch up on the back end level. Ain't nobody trying to do kind of sacrifices, bro. They want everything cookie cutter handed to them. No blood, no sweat, no tears. But when you get stuff like that handed to you, you don't respect
You
it.
don't respect it. Yeah.
You don't respect the grind. You don't respect the hustle. You don't. People see, and I have to really be really careful about how humble I am as far as like that, because
You don't want to get over.
well, not only that, but people will try to make you feel bad for having pride in what you do. You say, "Oh, somebody told me, pride comes before the fall." I said, "Okay." So you want me to just be blessed by God and like don't even brag about what God has done for me?
You're supposed to walk in there.
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to walk like you know.
That's your testimony.
You know what I'm saying? So people will try. People are so. I mean, people have become experts at like making you feel bad about your success, bro. Dude, what's wrong with being happy and confident about what you walking in, the purpose that God has called you to? And people make you feel like, oh, you too prideful. So, I kind of somehow kind of be careful how I do certain things, because people can take that as being prideful versus just being confident. And if I'm bragging on God, ain't no limits to that, bro. Ain't no limits to bragging on God. It's just that you have to feel sorry for your success, because everybody else is doing bad, but you're doing good. But you don't want to give to them because they ain't put in on this. Smokey say they ain't put in on this, man.
Put on in on this.
They ain't put in on this, man.
This is
You know what I mean?
the business is your baby. It's what you created. You know what I'm saying? It's what you brought
You
up,
ain't gonna-
just like a child.
If you want to do the same, if I want the same results that you got, that same stomach, the same arms, I need to do your workout plan, right?
Right.
That guy that got that sanity workout, what's his name?
I think it's Mike. Is it
What's the guy with the insanity program? Look it up.
I think it's
He got that 90-day insanity program, and it's insanity for a reason. because he's extreme.
He look different now too.
He's extreme. He look better or worse.
Well, he got longer hair now, or whatever.
Okay.
He just look different now.
But I'm saying, like, you can't go through the insanity program and only do half of what the man say, and then tell him his program is garbage because you ain't do no results.
That's true.
He gonna say, "What did you do? I did your program."
Sean T.
Sean T.
Yeah, Sean T.
So if you don't do the exact program, then you don't get the results.
That's true. That's true.
If somebody wants to learn how to run a business, they got to go to somebody who's been through a business, and then you got to learn how to do things like, oh, well, I got bills to pay. Well, so do I. But this business is going to launch what I'm doing, so the business come first.
Another thing, you can't measure somebody else's success with your success. That's
Exactly.
another thing, because everybody takes a different step. They're gonna have to take. You can't go the same route. Like somebody can't go the same route you win, or they can't go the same route I win, or my man win.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be a different process or whatever, but you still can take those highlights
Yes.
and that information that you pick from that person
And that's the
and
thing.
use that to your advantage.
People want to compare their success with other folks' success, but you don't know what that person's grind or what their struggle was.
I think I'm gonna give you a good example. You watch basketball? You fan basketball?
I watch it, but you know.
There's like, I don't know if you noticed, there's stories like Kobe Bryant used to take 1,000 shots, right?
Mm-hmm.
A day. That's a lot of shots.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever that big moment came, he was ready. A lot of people don't realize that. Al Iverson said it in a conversation that Kobe was always ready while he was out partying and stuff like that. And it was like a lot of them that was out hanging out in clubs, partying, this, that, yada, yada. They was ready, but they wasn't prepared like Kobe was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be like in that mindset.
You talk to the people that say, you know what I'm saying, they want to be the best free throw shooter, but they refuse to shoot 1,000 free throws a
Like
day.
that, right?
You don't want to be the best then.
No.
Because the best is doing 1,000, you should be doing 2,000.
Yeah.
You got to get the same result if you want to do it. But people that don't want to do the work. They do not want to do the work.
It's a free shot.
And they get caught up on stats.
Right.
This is another thing for y'all.
Stats.
Stats is one thing.
Mhm.
So this is a stat right here. If you a basketball fan, what's Michael Jordan's stats? How many shots he done made?
Far as field goal percentage,
Like
or
career
I'm gonna tell you this.
career stats.
I want to say he's third in scoring all time. I want to say he's third in scoring all time. I think
Who's
he's
number one in scoring?
Cream Abdul-Jabbar.
All right. So this is another principle that I want to teach y'all right now. In order to be the best at something, you have to do what the best do. Talk about taking 1,000 shots, right? Being the top leading scorer in the NBA or in your profession, period. But what's the flip side to that stat?
They put the work in.
So the opposite to that
Oh, the
stat.
opposite of that?
Yeah. He might have had the number 3 scorer.
All time, yeah. But he retired twice, so that's
Retired
he
twice?
Yeah, he retired twice.
But how about the missed shots?
Yeah, that made him better.
How many shots did he miss? See, you can shoot 1,000 shots a day.
How many did you miss that day?
How many you gonna miss?
Right.
And I looked at the stats one time. That's why I was so intrigued by it. The person that has the most points in the NBA also has the most misses in the NBA.
And take the shot, dude.
He had to take a shot. You have to shoot to win. You got to play to win.
That's right.
If you refuse to shoot, you never get the numbers you want. But even in the numbers, don't get caught on the numbers because Michael Jordan is not perfect.
No.
Michael Jordan don't make every shot that he shoot. But when he get confident, he shoot this ball with his eyes closed.
That's right.
Because he's been doing it in his sleep.
In his sleep.
But you can't get that kind of success want to go party every night. I don't think Michael Jordan did any drugs or any alcohol while he was playing in the NBA.
The only thing we know of was gambling.
Yeah,
like
you know that.
that. That's there.
I like Terrell Owens. When Terrell Owens played for the Cowboys, I ain't like him when he was on $40 because, butthole. I got my Cowboys hat on today, so y'all. So when he played for the Cowboys, I respected him because he didn't do anything to put his body in jeopardy to do his job on the field. That's why he in his 40s right now. Him, Michael Vick, and Ocho Cinco is getting ready to try to do some football stuff. Flag football, and they actually had the USFL come out last weekend and all that.
That's real big.
So this because these guys have kept their body in tip-top shape because their body was their money maker. You have to protect your money maker at all costs. If you a football player, your body is your keep your body clean.
Athlete, point blank period.
Athlete.
Yeah, you gotta take care of your body.
So you have to take care of your most. You gotta take care of your investment.
Look at Floyd Mayweather. If they go to LA, what is it? Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. He got these big bodyguards. Everybody come in there and eat. Everybody they eating sloppy. Floyd, all they get is a glass of water. A lot of people don't even realize that. He protecting his body.
Got to. I respect people like that. Cause those people know what it takes. They know when it was in the dumps. And they said, I just need to find a way out this hole. And if I got this hole, I'm never coming back. Those are people who ain't gonna take nothing to destroy their body because they know what it took to get here.
It's hard.
Man, it's
Literally, it's hard.
Dude, it's like having the fastest car in the world, but don't go over 60 miles an hour.
I'm about to say the same thing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you just showing it off. Yeah.
When I need to get on this gas and get away, I can. But right now, I'm not doing anything that's gonna blow my engine or anything because I don't need to.
You don't need to.
They had a doggone ad on Facebook, a post I think I reposted about a cheetah was in a cage with some greyhound dogs.
Right.
And they wanted to see if the cheetah faster than the dogs or not. And so they put the cheetah in there and they did the whole routine and they snatched the thing out and all the dogs, the greyhounds took off running. The cheetah's still sitting there chilling. And so they asked the expert, why didn't the cheetah respond to the whistle? Why he ain't running? And he said, he's a cheetah. He only runs that fast to catch his food.
Right, yeah.
He don't prove to no dogs. Are you kidding me? Some dogs?
Come on.
Playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? Him and Jim Moore playoffs?
Yep.
Look, he don't have to prove that he's a cheetah to no dogs. His speed is for his meal. So you don't have to prove all the time that you are the world's strongest or the world's best. You know what I'm saying? That ego, he's at the front door.
Controlling the ego.
Somebody got down the front door. You know what I mean? Because even me, I know I can confidently say I'm probably stronger than you. But if I can't need for help, I don't need to prove that I'm stronger than you. I want you to train me and make my muscles work the right way.
Right.
All that extra testosterone is not necessary. Only for the weights I'm trying to lift. And I haven't got to the mentality now where I don't even lift nothing over a certain amount of pounds because you get your best workout with 15, 20 pounds, and it's called it's called the movement. What you call it? The movement. What's it called when you're working on your form? It's called your workout form. You can get a lot of work on just your form.
Yeah.
I saw an African guy on TV the other day. Someone going working out with a freaking one of them rubber bands. That's all he's doing with rubber band. He got on his feet, stepping on top of it, got the rubber band. He do all kind of workouts with a rubber band. And it's something that's like 0% body fat. He said you don't need no weights.
And a lot of lifters cannot do that.
Can I do what?
Cannot use those bands like that because they're already used to the weights.
Yes.
Their body's in tune with the weights.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
Yeah, just lifting the whole time.
So you just gotta.
They wouldn't even feel like they was working out if they had to use those bands like that.
If it don't make you strain or make you fart when you're doing it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You ain't done nothing.
You ain't done nothing.
You got to have some
You
pressure.
feel like you don't done.
You know what I'm saying? But you can get a lot of good workout with little small weights, man. Like my shoulders, because my shoulders are rotator cuff tendonitis. When I used to go to the gym and I do my shoulder workout, I have like 10 pounds. I'm seeing dudes over there with 25, 30 pounds. I'm like, God, dog, I can't do none of that. I can barely do this because my shoulders is bad. So just 10, and I dropped down to 5 pounds to do my shoulder workout to get my shoulder. But I'm like, man, if that's what it's gonna take, then that's what it's gonna take. I ain't caught up on no freaking numbers and weights and all that kind of stuff.
There's no need to.
And I'm glad they came up with them doggone digital weights because digital weights make you they concentrate.
It ain't the weights.
It's single arm concentration, baby, because it only has 200 pounds of resistance, but it's all concentrated, individually concentrated. I mean, you got when I lift weights on my bench. I told you I got the bench that I bought from the gym. I'm on a weight with the weight bench doing that. Different. When I'm on that goddamn toner, I'm like this because I ain't balanced. You know, the weight balanced, but that individual folk, it ain't balanced. But I gotta drop it down. I gotta do slower and I gotta do more. You know, steady because it's all focused on individual. You know, imbalance. So you just gotta be really intentional, man. And so I don't know, man. It's just everything right now in this world is based off of intention. We talked about this earlier about I don't trust the Black Lives Matter movement because I don't trust the intentions behind it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The agenda.
The agenda, you know?
Yeah.
I always think that when you see stuff like that, I'm looking for the okie doke. I call it the okie doke. You know, during the Black Lives Matter movement, the okie doke was everybody's focused on the coronavirus, masking up, staying 6 feet. Then that's like they said, they started killing jokers, and then they started killing folks. People stopped focusing on the mask, they started doing protests, Black Lives Matter movement. And meanwhile, here goes Donald Trump trying to steal the election. I got the coronavirus cure. I'm I'm immune to the coronavirus because he had it for like 3 days, and you know it's gonna be huge. You know, we're gonna build this freaking wall and make Mexico pay for the wall that I'm gonna build. It's gonna be very huge, but all that stuff was just a smoke screen. And I feel the same way about
everything. Yeah. Took our minds. Tried to anyway.
Yeah.
So it got some people. It
did. But the ones who are conspiracy theorists and stuff like that, they seen the bigger picture. They seen the smoke screen, and it was not easy.
Nah, bro. Like, nah, bro.
You already know the jig is up. You know, they say the jig is up.
The jig is up.
The jig is up, man. The jig is up. So what are your thoughts about the Black Lives Matter movement? While we sit on the subject,
I can agree, because it's like you said, smoke and mirrors. It did take our minds off of the coronavirus. We saw a lot of racism going on during that time.
well, you got to whisper with me inside the gym, baby.
Yeah, we saw it was a lot of racism going on during that time. So you really seen who was who. And then you kind of like seen who was for who, if you get what I'm saying about your to a certain degree.
Yeah, but you know they use that as a way to. They use that as a way to segregate us more. Because during the Black Lives Matter, they seen how everybody was getting along, and I think that some of the white people who was actually protesting. They was protesting for the wrong reason. If they doing a doggone, if they doing a bunch of riots and they busting up folks' businesses and doing all this kind of stuff, if you marching with me, then maybe I won't bust your business up. Right. We'll let you ride because you on down for the call. A lot of them out there just protesting just because they're saying, well, if we don't go out there with them, they're going to tear our stuff up too. We might as well join them. We can't beat them, join them because they're going to tear our stuff up too. So they actually out there doing this for the wrong reason. And so I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, it was just like when you doing things for the wrong reason, it takes away the severity of it, the sincerity of it, and the intention of what you're doing when you're doing it for the wrong reason. They had folks out there that was like this going from protest to protest, just
traveling, man.
Just causing problems and then leave.
Yeah.
Like they wasn't even part of it. They just out there doing stuff like what the boy name? Kyle Rittenham. What is he doing? What was he doing out there in the first place? You know what I mean? But it's just one of those things, man. They doing that stuff and they hiding in plain sight, man. But we have to get better, man. We have to get better as a people, bro. We done been doing this thing for
ages.
It's been 2,000 years since Jesus died on the cross to save us all from our sins and our mess, and we still are segregated. But the thought I was going to say was,
there's only one race, man. That's
they
the human race.
brought back more segregation. They saw how we was getting along during the pandemic and during the coronavirus, and so now the new segregation is It wasn't, it's no more black and white, which it still exists, but now it's vaccine and non-vaccine.
Yep.
So you got people who are getting along, but now, oh, because you ain't vaccine, we can't hang out. And now they took the whole thing and just said, oh, we just gonna make it a yearly thing now. It's not even that serious. It's like, how you gonna say something is deadly and then say
It's not that serious.
it's not that serious because you done got all these, you done got all the money out of it, you done drained it, you walked it down, and now it's like, oh, just like it's not that serious anymore. No, man, this is playing with people's lives, man. I don't like that. Playing with folks' lives, man. Give folks reaction to something and then using it to capitalize on things. Yeah, I don't like that, man.
I think Philly already went back to a mandated mask thing in Philadelphia.
No, they lifted all the mask mandates already. They
yeah.
lifted all the mandates. And then they, like we were talking about before, like riding an airplane for 3 hours with a mask on. Man, that's the most uncomfortable ride, man. You got, being in a mask the whole time. But now all the airports done lifted the mask mandates on the airport.
I'm kind of skeptical about, and I say that because I don't want to say it started on the airplane, but if you up there in the air or you on a boat and everybody gets sick, come on, man.
Hey, go run down to the truck in the back in that box and bring me one of them t-shirts. You can wrap it up. Yeah, so that mask mandate, man, was just something that it just brought about another segregation. Vaccine and non-vaccine. But I think that they were trying to push a bigger agenda that nobody didn't realize. I'm gonna say it on camera. They're trying to chip people. You going out and get vaccines, they're trying to chip people because they already done started doing it in other countries.
Right.
If they make something mandatory, then the doctor don't have to reveal to you what's inside this valve, and they can make them chips micro small to fit in the head of a needle, so you don't know if you got a chip or not. You just know that you go to the goddamn cash register and your arm start beeping. You done scanned your arm, and you're like, what happened to this? And they got all this stuff. So they try to make things seem a little bit less, I forgot the word for it, but they try to pull it over your eyes and make it, if you can see it in a movie first, and you accept it in the movie, then when they come out in reality, now you're like, oh, this is the new. What's the new norm? What's the new norm? What's the new norm?
You don't know. We don't know.
Coronavirus made people do what? Wash their hands?
Wash their hands.
Should have washed their hands before the darn coronavirus. And the coronavirus been here for a long time. This is COVID. What number? 19?
19, yeah, COVID-19.
No, it is 19.
But they did that because of the year. That was because of the year. See, I think it was
they got COVID-19.
Yeah, because you got what was it? MERS and God, what's the other one, man? It was like in the early 2000s. I can't think of the name.
But the bird flu, swine flu,
it wasn't that.
mad cow disease, Ebola, all these kind of. I'm calling out all the ones that
SARS. That's
SARS.
SARS in the early 2000s. That's what it was. SARS.
SARS,
That
coronavirus.
was I think the first one. SARS.
SARS, bird flu, swine flu, mad cow disease,
The Zika virus.
Zika virus, Ebola, all these, and then you don't heard nothing. When last time you heard the word Ebola?
It's been years since we. And that's
But
the most deadly one.
But when we were going through it, was it not the most talked about thing on the news?
Yeah. It was.
And now you don't hear nothing about the Ebola.
It's still out there.
You ain't heard nothing about it.
It's still out there though.
I know, sir. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they got it contained, but
Yeah.
it's still out there.
It's in a laboratory. It's in a laboratory.
Yeah.
It say, do not break glass unless emergency.
It's still out there.
So they come up with these things to try to control the population, I believe. And population control is illegal in the United States, but they keep coming up with these different viruses and stuff there. Who gonna dispute it? Who gonna dispute it? Because people like me who say conspiracy, they call me old crazy guy. This old, he's a Marine, he's crazy. I ain't right. This new term,
They better research.
stay woke.
They do the research.
They got this term about staying woke.
Mm-hmm.
I've been woke. They ain't called it woke. They just called it informed, educated, but it ain't woke. But all this stuff, if you just believe what people tell you, like I actually witnessed something with my own eye. I was in Cuba, and something had just happened, and we watching it. We at the location, going through it, and then I'm looking at the doggone news, and it's like, this ain't what's going on. You gotta be kidding me. You gonna report the right news or what? We right here, right now. So whatever's on news is to be real, and whatever's real is to be fake.
Fake, yep.
Trump called it fake news. Why? Because it's not on the news, it's fake. Like if it's not across your screen, it is fake. But remember the 9/11 attacks? Everybody was convinced that plane did what? Crash into that building and make the whole building fall. Everybody was convinced. But if you go back and research that whole incident, watch the tape in slow motion. A second before it makes impact, the building exploded. But watching it in real time, it looks like, oh, it did. It's called snake eyes. You gotta look beyond what you see, somebody. Look beyond what you see.
Magic. Yeah.
You go to Vegas and they magic, they say what, the hand quicker than the eyes?
That's right, yeah.
So when you looking at something and you're not seeing it happen in real life, I'm like at this location, like my buddy right here, and I'm like on the news, like, wait a minute. This is the same location, but it's two different things going on. I'm like, these folks crazy. Mm-hmm. They will put out anything that they want you to believe in. They want to put it out in public so you can believe. If it come on news, it's got to be real. And they'll focus so much on the coronavirus death totals. Mm-hmm. They won't talk about no people who done made it and survived. Mm-hmm. What them totals at? Because my mama was one of them. Had the coronavirus, fought beat like a champ. Had her on the news. But they didn't have like, this is the number of people who died, this is the number of people who done survived it. You know what I mean? So when you say coronavirus, you automatically get scared. Like if you get it, it equals death. Coronavirus don't equal death. Respirator equals death. Because you know that respirator, you ain't coming up out of there with a respirator, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you just have to be very intentional, and you have to really like research things and not to be just believing everything you hear or see. Mm-hmm. Because they got some things out there that they just want to just make you feel like. When I was coming up, I had I don't know if you remember the same book where they had the story of evolution, mm-hmm. where they had the monkey sitting down, and then picture number 1, mm-hmm. picture number 2, the monkey did like this.
Oh yeah.
Picture number 3, the monkey stood up when he was hunched over. Mm-hmm. Picture number 4, the monkey back straightened up. And then picture 5, the monkey turned into a white man. Mm-hmm. Now what in the world did a brown monkey turn into a white man? And they call it evolution. Taught our kids this in school.
Yep.
And wondering why we running around here talking about F the police, and wondering why we looking for reparations, wondering why we trying to find our niche because they done lied to us all these years about certain things that's not true, but because it's inside of a book, mm-hmm. believe it.
I believe like a lot of the stories, like Michael Jordan had that documentary, right? Mm-hmm. And people was coming back saying different things or whatever, but this was his story. This was through his words, his eyes, or mm-hmm. whatever. So if you have a story, you need to come back and say it through yours, or whatever. Like Scottie Pippen, he messed up when he said what he said. I'm sorry, man.
Crazy.
So,
man.
That's crazy.
And people fall in love with roles, with models that's playing roles.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan is, will go down in history. No matter who beats his numbers, he is the number to beat.
Right.
So whether you better than him or not, you have to learn your game from him.
Yeah.
He will go down as the best, but even in being the best, he was a known ball hog, and his teammates didn't like him because he was a butthole.
That was at the beginning, though.
But what do buttholes do? If he was a champion, he want to be better. He got to make you better, so he got to get on your doggone nerves.
You got to get on your nerves.
So he has to actually elevate your game, push you harder. Yep. He has to get out to a 5-star of The Last Dance. He got into a fight with the Kukoc. Punched him in the doggone face at practice, and told him get him off my court, off my team, whatever. But he's Michael Jordan. Everybody said that he was the best and worst teammate they ever had. He was the best because he expected excellence, but he was the worst because hard to get along with him. Like
It's either you gonna do it or you're not gonna
but
do
you
it.
gonna be.
We gonna win.
He was your friend. He would be always competing. Like who gonna get to the door first? Who gonna throw in trash in trash can? And you make it. You'll bet on the light turning green. Like it being like, dude, I mean, can you stop competing for one? Can we like hang out without competing? I don't want to compete with you, bro. I want to be your friend. Stop trying to make me do something. Hey, which way you mean? You want to do? Come on, you a man or not? You man? You want to do it? Come on, man. Come on.
Right.
You know, I'm Mike. You know, them shoes. He said he makes shoes for rich white kids, not for poor black kids. So why y'all keep giving him money? You know, it's one of the things. But he will always go down as the best because he's Michael Jordan.
Right.
But just because you saw him in that jersey, don't mean you like this guy in real life. So it's people that love you what you do as a trainer, but if they had to live with you and be doing crunches 24 hours, if they got dog, man, I ain't doing no more crunch, I'm tired. You know what I mean? They wouldn't like you because you're too competitive in your own life. So, you know, people, they fall in love with different things, but you just have to, you know, just understand that people are out there just playing roles, man. They whatever, man. And sometimes it's necessary to get to the next level. Like I need somebody to motivate me to do this because without the motivation, I'm an alpha. I don't need to do that. What I need to do that for?
Right.
Somebody like you saying, they get these results, this is what got to be done. Either you're going to do it or not.
That's right.
If you don't do it, don't complain about the results.
Complain about it, right?
If you complain about the results, then you got to do it. So, you know, it's just one of those things. But
Pick your poison.
yeah, you got to pick your
You gotta
poison.
pick your poison.
But here, this is what I want to do right now. So this is to commemorate you being on the show.
Oh man, that's tight right there, yo.
This is
man.
inside the Den t-shirt. So you all,
That's dope right there.
you know what I mean? You can
I appreciate it,
always
man.
remember
That's
this
dope
moment
right
at the
there.
time. You more than welcome to come back on the show anytime. You actually, you know, been invited to the road trip this summer if you able to get away.
Miami.
Going to Miami, you know what I mean? But I want to make sure that we keep a connection, brother, so we can, you know, got some things coming up and definitely want to get this. I'm asking him to help me with this little project I'm doing. I need to drop about 15
You
pounds.
said July 15th?
July 15th.
15th, yeah. I
I
thought.
want to drop 15 pounds is not a whole lot of weight, but I can tell the difference in the 15 pounds.
Yeah, you walking
You know what I'm
lighter.
saying?
Yeah,
But
you breathing different. Yeah.
15 pounds. I want to handle this as small chunks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 5 pounds a month if I can.
So we're in April right now. So the goal would be 2 to 3.5 pounds a week. That would be the goal.
2.5 pounds a week.
2 to 3.5 pounds lost if you want to do it.
3, 6, 9, 12.
This gives you like a little.
So
This gives you
12
like a balance. Say like if you do have a whole cheat day.
So 10 to 12 pounds a month.
Assist, yeah. No, not necessarily a month. This
A
gives
week?
you like a. I did say a week, but this gives you like a little balance. If you decide, because you said a cheat day. When I just say a cheat meal,
Well, you
it's a
just-
difference between a cheat day and a cheat meal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10 to 12 pounds a month.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would
So what's-
say personally, I'm gonna say 7.5. We're in April right now.
7.5 a month.
Yeah, you got May.
So that'll put me at 15 pounds.
But you got that leeway. You got that leeway in between if you decide not to be strict the full way. You got a little leeway because you know the cheat
I
meal.
think I can deal with I can deal with 7 pounds a month.
Yeah. Or
7.5
5.
pounds.
You can do 5.
If I can do 5, I can do 7.
Yeah, you can do. There you go.
I can do 7.
Always go higher.
If I can do 7, I can do 10.
You can do 10.
But I'm gonna look for 15. If I lose some, I gotta get some back.
Right,
Okay.
right. I mean, hey, you gonna do that on vacation?
Okay, for 7 days. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be for 7 days.
Yeah, you gonna,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna build up to it, and then 7 days, and I ain't gonna do nothing for 7 days.
It's just like a fighter, man. Before the fight, they make their weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it's time, like the actual fight date, there is not the same weight.
Yeah, they ain't.
They ain't the same weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense. Coming from a different perspective, you know what I mean? But I definitely am excited about this 15 pounds. About to get it off of my back. Got to get it off my back.
It's gonna be good. Like I
I
said,
know.
you walk different, breathe
Yeah.
different, feel better, the whole nine, man. You feel good right now.
So
It
hey,
can only get better.
be looking out for on what I look like on episode 1 of season 3, y'all. Cause it's gonna be by that time we gonna get everything done. So what you think, man? You enjoy yourself today, man?
Had a wonderful time. Beautiful experience, man. I love the set, man. Everything's good, man.
Awesome.
This is like a man cave right here, man.
Oh man, it's the whole field, man. Got
This
little-
is dope, man. Like I'm gonna have to send people your way, man. Like other entrepreneurs,
Hey
man.
man, tell them come holler at me. Like I said, I'm working on this magazine. I want to get some content for the magazine. So as many people I can connect with on this level, then I'll be able to extend it out to the magazine. So Inside the Den magazine coming soon. I don't know the date. Just be working on it. Be looking out for Lions Pride View television network. I'm working on that as well. Should be ready in the next couple of weeks, so you'll be seeing it. Look, if you all on live right now, if you're watching me on live right now, listen. I need y'all to go to YouTube. I got my channel subscription on my page. Like and subscribe and hit the notification button so y'all can see the show live and see it on my YouTube. It's gonna be edited real good and looking real good.
Like and
But I need y'all
subscribe.
support. We're working on some things right now in the community. But it's only going to happen if we get the support that we need from the people. So you all are the ones I talk to about this type of stuff because y'all are the supporters. So I believe that whenever you all stick together and support a business or whatever y'all do as a team, as a community, we can make some big things happen. But we need everybody on board. So go to YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification button. That's our show for today. No final thoughts. Just hit me up on Facebook and read some of my posts. I got some good stuff on there. For this, your boy Daniel Lyons and Evan. What you got?
Appreciate you,
All
bro.
right, man. No worries,
Coming
man.
through,
Thanks,
man.
thanks for coming through,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Look, this has been a very good show. Y'all have a good time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see y'all on the other side. Peace.
Hey, stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Yeah. I'm a lion and ain't nothing but anything. We on fire and my brothers, they on fire too. And we'll fight for each other, that's what lions do. Progression of the team is the purpose of our devotion. You can see that we've been working and really having some motion. None of it was given, you know that we had to hustle. And that's just how it is when you coming about the struggle. They say it takes a village when you raising a child. And they all turn into your family after a while. We gotta feed into each other, show love to one another. Not a race, but I know we can all finish the mile. When we step up in the den, you letting go of your past. You the only person that can really hold yourself back. The pride and strength of a lion is truly a match. Everybody has it when you a part of the pack. Now this ain't the type of place that'll judge you for who you are. We just get you on your way to becoming a superstar. I told you once before and I can tell you again. Come and join the brotherhood if you really just trying to win. What's up? Brothers need to stick together. As a team we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel. Just tell me if it's real. Brothers need to stick together. As a team we can make it wherever. Just tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. Just tell me if it's real. Tell me how you feel. Yeah. Side of the den.
May I introduce myself?